This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Burkhart versus Williams. You all have been together for 3 years. You both want to get married, but your wedding plans are on hold, possibly forever, because of cheating allegations. Tell me why you're here, Miss Burkhart.
I've been with this man for 3 years. I have given him my heart, my soul. I have opened up every aspect of my life to him, and he treats it like it's all just one big joke.
What are you doing to make you think that he's cheating? What is happening? Oh. Have I asked the magic question?
I have every spy device possible.
Okay, tell me about
I have
this.
GPS on his car. I had, for a year, I had to where it could record background noise. I could read his text messages. I could even hear his phone calls.
So you are out there playing I Spy.
Yeah, I have to. I'm like a certified detective now. Just I haven't been to school for it.
And you...
Okay, Mr. Williams, how does this make you feel that the love of your life is like, she got her eye on you and about 10 other eyes?
In the beginning, it's cool. I understand. You know, I've done stuff. I understand everything she's doing. But now that time goes on, it's just like craziness. I mean, I just can't handle it no more. I mean,
So you're
I'm telling
saying-
the truth, which whatever comes out of my mouth is going to look like a lie anyway, because I already lied in the beginning. So no matter what I say, it's just going to be a lie.
So you're saying because you've broken the trust,
Right.
there is no trust.
I screwed this whole thing up. You know, I mean.
I love.
But in the beginning, when she first put these
You know,
out
most people screw up at the end. I wanted to screw up in the beginning so the end would get, you know.
Okay, well, you keep talking about this broken trust. What did you do at the beginning?
You know, I mean, she knew I had a girlfriend. She's the one who, she knew I had a girlfriend. I meant, but I didn't know if, is this one right?
They
Wait a minute, hold up. You said you had a girlfriend when you had a girlfriend?
Right.
So it was a triangle.
Right, triangle.
So, Ms. Burkhart, this is in the beginning of your relationship?
This is the beginning, yes.
How long were you all together when this...
Probably a month.
Oh my God, but you know what? Beyond that point of that 8 months on, honestly, I have never cheated.
Okay, so Ms. Burkhart, he is saying I screwed up at the beginning.
Right.
Right.
But I've been right ever since.
You damn right.
All right.
Darn right.
I've been certified by Mr. Williams. Okay, so what is it that makes you think he's cheating now?
Well, first we have the babysitter after we've been together for a year. His babysitter.
Tell me about that.
She tried to call his phone, and I asked who it was, and he said it was the babysitter. Well, it's also one of his ex-girlfriends.
Okay, hold on. So where were you all? Where were you? Were at home, in a car? Where were you?
I was at home, and he was, I think, maybe at work that day.
Okay, so
and
what
I
happened?
messaged her, and I said, quit calling my man.
Hold on.
Wait.
You were home and he was at work.
Because remember, at this time, his phone's tapped and everything, so I see everything that he sees.
Okay, all right.
So I didn't see it on his phone. I saw it on my stuff.
There it is.
About his phone.
That's what I was confused about.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Right.
So now tell me what happened.
So I said, whose number is this? And he's like, first he tried to say it was a guy, but I'm friends with that guy too, and he doesn't have that phone number. So I said,
Rookie mistake.
right.
Right.
And then he said, oh, that's my babysitter. Okay. So I said, well, why is she calling you at 3 in the morning when she's not even with your kids?
Because the good ones do that.
Right. All the time people do that. So I messaged her and I said, stop calling my man or I'm going to show up at your doorstep.
And she said,
Okay, Miss Thing, let me just tell you what your man's really doing. He's texting me and calling me every single day, telling me how beautiful I am and how much of a beep you are.
okay, but wait a minute. Don't you have a device on the phone? Wouldn't you see those messages to him? To her?
No, he was messaging from his friend's phone.
Oh, and you hadn't been able to get a hold of the friend's phone.
Right.
Mr. Williams, question number 1. Why is the babysitter calling you at 3 in the morning?
This whole thing was just it was just a messed up thing. And I told the chick I don't want nothing to do with it no more. Then that's when she decides to call and say, hey, you know what your boyfriend's been doing? La, 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 la. Like I was just like...
Well, you kind of glossed over that a little bit. I don't want
I was about to say, Mr. Tyler, you gonna let him do that?
That was real smooth how he tried to do that.
Yeah. Ask the question.
Why is the babysitter calling you at 3 in the morning?
To get together.
Okay, let me ask a different question.
Wait, he answered it. To get together.
Right.
To get together with you.
Yeah, to borrow
To get
some money.
together with you to
borrow
do
some money
something.
or whatever.
What's
Well,
the
it's not
whatever?
for whatever.
Yeah, that's the. Mr. Williams.
I never slept with her. I mean, when I was going out with her, I never slept with her. It was a kiss. She knew about it. That's all.
Ah! Aha! Did you
So-
hear that?
What?
Did you hear what he said?
That they kissed?
Yeah.
Uh huh. Yeah.
You gonna ask him about that?
You can ask him.
No, you go
You
ahead.
can ask.
Why are you kissing the babysitter?
She was an ex. I'm telling you, 2016, I didn't take her serious. I didn't take nothing serious. I was a cheater.
We've been together for a year at this point.
I mean,
So you're saying, but that's the only time.
yeah,
that you-
let me put something straight.
All right.
I did what I did.
Yeah.
I did what I did, okay? I've done what I've done in 2016. But beyond this point, there's nothing. I have learned to love.
Liar.
I learned to cherish what she
There's
had.
the liar.
I mean, I could never ask for a better woman in my life. I mean, God put, really, hands
Okay.
down.
So you're doing all this stuff, which is very
Significant.
innovative. Yeah. You're doing all this stuff. Have you seen anything
Oh yeah.
that you think he's cheating?
Yeah. His new thing is he likes to get on dating apps. In fact, I actually have a picture of a screenshot of one of his sites.
Ron, would you get that, please?
Yes, Sean.
This is a different one.
And you know this?
Thank you.
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
This is one
A
of the dating
profile.
sites and his name and what he says on there as about himself.
Fun one-night stand. About Tommy. One-night stands are good love, having fun, eating blank like a champ. Live like it's your last.
Wants to date, but nothing serious.
But he doesn't think about anybody else.
So, Mr. Williams,
Did you put this out here in the world?
Yep.
while you were with Ms. Burkhart,
No, I was kicked out at the time.
No.
why were you kicked out?
I get kicked out all the time for lying.
Yeah.
And
So why
I
were
know
you?
this doesn't make sense, but it does in my head. I mean,
All right. So you lie about things. That's why you constantly get kicked out. Is that?
I lie about going to the boat, gambling. I mean, I lie about a lot of stuff.
Are you being facetious or are you being real?
He's being real.
I'm being real.
Okay, all right.
I don't lie. I'm telling you the absolute truth. I just want to get to the bottom of this. I mean, I have cheated in
He
the
just said
beginning.
he don't lie.
But anymore,
Okay, wait a minute.
Hold on, Miss. Hold on.
Your testimony is, I'm a liar. Yes or no?
I have lied.
I know I just said yes or no. Did I not just say yes,
Yes,
or no?
I am a liar. Yes.
Okay, and so she doesn't trust you at all.
Right. No trust at all. I don't blame her.
Now,
Okay.
All right. So now my question is, when you get kicked out for lying, do you go out and make profiles?
I do not talk to no other females. I'm telling you this right now. I don't. You might look at the dating sites. All this might look to a judge and jury. I'm guilty as hell, but I'm not. Okay, I
okay.
am not.
All right,
I am faithful to her. I know it sounds crazy, but I am. Ever since that kiss, I'm beyond. I have not talked to no female, have not even mentioned no female. I might get on the dating sites and go on and blah, 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 but I don't talk to nobody.
Except for the girl in
I still don't talk to nobody.
Okay,
Miss
tell me
Whip-
about it. Tell me about this.
Well, he was getting messages on his phone, so I texted this girl this number from my phone and said, "Quit texting my man."
Oh, please show the picture.
You submitted those
Oh,
tabs.
please show the
I
picture.
did.
Okay.
Please show the picture.
So
Show the
she
picture.
says, "Here's that pics I told you I was sending,"
And Miss Burkhart, you responded, "You're ugly."
Yeah.
and she says, "I was chatting with a guy on there. I guess he gave me the wrong number."
And then you say, "Quit texting my boyfriend."
Yeah.
Yeah, show the woman, please.
And then she says, "Sorry, babe, can't speak."
Keep sending my man pics, and I'm going to rip your
Beat.
blanket hair out.
Yeah.
Okay, so did she respond to this?
She did.
Oh, what did she do?
She sent me
Oh,
this.
Ron, would you get
Yes,
that?
Your Honor.
Whatever it is.
Thank you, ma'am.
And are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Which she also sent to his phone as well.
But are you serious? Look at me, Your
Wow.
Honor, look at me. Really?
And so this is
I
what...
have a $9 hour
he's
job.
right.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. This is crazy. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
I'm not in
Mr.
Hollywood.
Williams?
So, Mr. Williams, you're saying you're not having conversations with these folks. Why is she sending you a picture?
I really honestly don't know. I mean,
How'd she get his phone number?
really?
See how his life is? See how he's living? He's got her like that. Some men got her like that. I mean, some of us got to work. You know, some men it just falls in their
What
lap.
you working on?
I'm working on you.
I mean,
I spend all my time working on you.
All right, Mr. Cutler.
I think we got enough. I think.
Do you?
Yeah, I think because, I mean, it's going back and forth. I hear what's going on. You know, he says, yes, he's cheated in the past and he's made some mistakes, but not since 2017 has he been involved with anybody else. He's been faithful to her. Ms. Burkhart doesn't believe it. She doesn't buy it.
I understand.
If he's lying, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why at this time the court would like to call interrogator Lena Cisco and licensed polygraph examiner Kendall Schul to determine, is he cheating? Rob, would you escort them in? We conducted an interrogation as well as a polygraph examination to get to the answers today. So we have Ms. Cisco and Mr. Schul here. Ms. Cisco, what did you do to determine about Mr. Williams' dealings with the babysitter?
I asked him about the relationship. He told me that he gave her money and that she kissed him. And then he made the comment, if I'm gonna be giving someone something, why not get something in return? And so then I asked him specifically if he was having sex with her, and he responded no. And as he said this, he showed disgust on his face, which to me appeared to be a truthful response.
Aha. And so, Mr. Schul, you asked Mr. Williams, since being in a relationship with Miss Burkhart, have you had sexual intercourse with your babysitter? What was his response?
He said no, Your Honor.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
Ms. Cisco, in your investigation, what did you determine about Mr. Williams having sexual contact with any other women that Ms. Burkhart doesn't know about?
He started telling me a story which was on a part of their separation when he got kicked out of the house for a 3-week period of time. And
3 weeks?
his co-worker had introduced him to a female.
Oh,
And as he was telling me this story, he leaned back in his chair and he put his hands behind his head, which is a classic body language position for confidence and satisfaction.
So when was this?
Hold on, Ms. Burkhart. And so, Mr. Schul, you asked Mr. Williams, other than the 2 women Ms. Burkhart knows about, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than Ms. Burkhart? What was his response to that question?
He said no, Your Honor.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being deceptive, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams, now you mentioned that you have lied. Now's the time to come clean.
I wasn't with nobody. That's the problem. I mean, I was introduced to somebody, but I didn't go no further.
Well,
than that.
but you've had sexual contact with somebody.
No, I have not. Never have.
Okay, so this person you were introduced to, tell me about that. You just met on the phone, you met in person?
Yeah. Went for.
Which one?
We went. Matter of fact, we went to the boat that night, but.
So you met and you went gambling with her?
Right, but it just.
Did you go to bed with her?
No.
Did you kiss her?
No.
Did you fondle her?
No.
Did you touch her in any
No,
way?
I didn't even lie. I wasn't even interested.
Okay, you know what? He's not gonna tell the truth.
Right.
Hey, it's over.
It is over.
Mr. Schul, did he admit anything to you?
He did, Your Honor.
Tell me about that.
He admitted to me during the polygraph that during a breakup that happened about 1.5 years ago, that he did have sex with other women.
Other women, plural.
Yes.
Ms. Burkhart, you know, to be honest with you, I don't think you needed to come here to know the truth. You've known. You've known
But
in your heart.
I had to, because when he leaves, he tells me that I'm wrong, you know, and I start thinking that I'm wrong and I don't know for sure. And so this was the only way that I can make him leave and know for sure.
You all are living together. You've been together for 7 years. And Mr. Jones, you brought this case because you want answers to 3 specific incidents that lead you to believe that Ms. Thomas is cheating.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you have these concerns because you all have history.
Yes, we took a test for I thought that was my child, but turns out to be not my child. So that make her a liar, right? Am I wrong for calling her a liar?
But you forgave me, though.
I forgave you because I love you.
You forgave me, we moved on, so why bring it up still?
I love you, yeah, but that's still in the back of my mind, like.
Yeah, but you're not gonna hold this over my head for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
We're gonna move past it.
That's why I'm here, you know, to find out. That's why I'm here.
So you need to know, because you have this history, you have concerns, and you want to make sure that it's not going on now.
Yes, and I got a feeling it's just something going on.
But I'm here to right my wrongs, though, so we're gonna move past it.
That's why we're here, yeah.
Ms. Thomas, you want answers to these questions as well. You want to show him.
Yes, I want to prove to him that I'm not cheating. I want to move on, be in a healthy relationship, hopefully later lead to marriage.
I was gonna ask you, what signals have you picked up on that make you wonder what is going on here?
Every time a phone rings, she go to the bathroom. She can't have no conversation right beside me. She can't.
That's
the second thing, she don't cook no more. I don't get no home cooked meal, no
That's
chicken.
That's not true, because you don't appreciate me being, you don't appreciate me being your woman. When I feel appreciated, then maybe I'll cook over the stove some dressing, maybe some ham, but until then, no.
Now, that takes care of the food.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Oh.
I got a question.
You got a question?
Mr. Jones, do you cook?
I mean, noodles, yeah.
Noodles?
That's her job. I feel that's her job.
No, wait.
But I work. I don't have time to cook.
Right.
I don't have time to cook like that. She get off before me.
No, wait a minute. Hold on, Miss Thomas. Miss Thomas, I gotta address this.
Yes.
What is that?
On behalf of women everywhere. I don't want you to talk right now, Mr. Cutler. I want you to stand down.
I understand why you're confused.
No.
I understand why you're confused. What he meant to say was they had an arrangement. Listen. What he meant to say was they had an arrangement where they agreed that she would do the cooking. That's what he meant. That's what he meant. It's not like it's her job because she's the woman. No, they had an arrangement where she was doing the cooking.
Cutler?
What?
I'm gonna help him and you. And so here's the deal.
I don't need no help.
You do need some help. So what? You about to be down there with them. Cooking is whoever can get the jobs done.
Or what you agree to.
No.
Yes.
And my mama said, so it must be true, the sexiest thing in the world is a man in the kitchen. So you need to get you a figured out.
Yes.
So you went from this whole thing of these are the signs of her cheating. What has moved you from their signs to actual cheating?
It's like one incident, Snapchat, you know?
Okay.
Snapchat, she wanted to go out with her girls, you know? She said she had a girl night to go eat at a restaurant, you know, okay. I'm trying to trust you, we're trying to build that back up, you know? Okay, I'm cool with it.
Cooking at home, so you gotta go out and do something.
Right, so I go to one of my family members' house.
Probably to get some food, because there's nothing at home to eat.
Yeah.
I get that.
I expected something back, you know, a little piece of chicken or something, but.
So what happened?
Yeah. So I'm in my family member's house. He's strolling through Snapchat. He's strolling through the stores. He get to her store, you know, they friends on Snapchat. He was like, you went out to eat? When you go out to eat, you here? I'm like, huh? This dude look like you. I'm like, I looked at it, I'm confused myself, like she's cheesing, like ain't no girls there. The place look empty.
How you at a table with another man who looks like?
Right, do you like him?
I went at a table with another man. We were out with coworkers from work, and my friend happened to bring her guy because she doesn't like him to stay at home. So he came with us. He's one of us.
All right, but you're saying you're looking at this picture and it's just her and a man. There are no other people.
I know I ain't blind.
if I wanted to cheat, we wouldn't be together. I try to right my wrongs from the DNA test, you know, but I'm not gonna keep getting this, letting this. He's not gonna keep holding stuff lately.
All right, so we have the first incident you have a question about. What's the second incident?
Facebook.
All right, tell me about it.
So, okay, boom, Your Honor. We went out one night. This time we did go out. You know,
right, you were there.
At a friend party, he invited us out. So we went out, had a good time, no arguing, no nothing, like old time. So we get in the car to leave, you know, everything good, make it to the house around about 2 or 3 in the morning.
Okay.
You know, get in, she tired, you know, tired. So she went straight to sleep snoring. You know, so I know, in my head, I know she through for the night. If I see an opportunity, I seen my opportunity. I seen her phone, I seen her thumb, but, you know, can I show y'all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Step to the monitor.
Okay. I grabbed a thumb. I placed the thumb right here.
But why are you going to my phone?
So it opens the phone. That's what you get.
It opened the phone, so I strolled. I clicked on the message. Bam. What do I see? A guy. Clicked on it. Bam. Look. A penis pic. I know it ain't mine because I'm much bigger. To be honest, I'm much bigger than that.
Already what happened with the penis pic anyway?
Okay, wait a minute.
But
wait a minute.
Hold on, Miss Thomas. Hold on, Miss Thomas. What time of morning is this?
This like 2 or 3 in the morning.
All right.
2 or 3, 4 in the morning.
Step back to your podium, please.
Yeah, it's like.
So why do you have a conversation that ends with a pic of a man's penis?
Well, Your Honor, it happened days before the picture was even sent. It was a viral video picture thing going around our hometown of a guy and a girl being exposed. So I asked people to send it to me. Everybody would send it. Boom, the guy sends the picture.
So you're saying, let me make sure I got this right, Ms. Thomas, that there was a scandal in your hometown.
Right.
Scandal, just pictures going around.
Well, she said it was a thing.
Right, it was a viral thing going around of a
Okay.
guy and a man.
In my old world, they say viral. In my old world, we say scandal. But okay, viral, let's say viral. The question I have is, the gentleman who sent you this picture, have you been with him in an intimate way?
No, not at all. I just know him from social media. I was just curious to want to see the video.
So he's not your side piece?
No, not at all. We have no dealings on none of that. I just happened to ask them, can I get the pictures and the videos, and boom, there it goes.
You just want to see the piece?
Right.
All right.
I want to see the piece.
I said that.
All right.
There's a third incident.
Yeah, she kicked me out. Okay, she kicked me out. So, but we still talking and intimate, having sex. When it got to the end of the month, she wanted me to come back.
Okay.
So, I know I love her. I'm coming back home. So I get there with my bags.
Okay.
Came out the bathroom, went to put my stuff up in the closet. I found basketball shorts.
Which were mine.
These don't look like. These cannot. These I don't. When you start shooting ball. When you start shooting.
I can fit them. They fit me to the
When
T,
you start shooting ball, they don't fit me.
They fit me. You're scrawny and little.
Okay,
I mean,
so you shoot ball now.
So, hold on, Ms. Thomas. Okay, hold those up, Mr. Jones.
My side.
She ain't never wearing basketball shorts. Never.
My side.
Never.
Mr. Jones, before you moved out, did she ever wear basketball shorts?
No.
You never seen those shorts before?
I ain't seen her shoot a basketball with basketball shorts on.
Or even wear the shorts. Maybe she wears them around the house.
No.
Yes.
No.
She don't even wear girl shorts. She don't wear
Yes.
none of that.
She
She ain't a shorts type person. I know her.
Do you think she kicked you out for that month so she could have somebody else
That's
come?
what I really think.
No.
That's why
I kicked him out because I want to be appreciated. I want him to stop holding this over my head, what I've done in the past. What more do you want? My legs, my heart, my wig off my head? I mean, what more can I give you? I mean, I don't have nothing else to give you, but to let you know that I love you and I...
All right, Mr. Cutler, I think we know why he thinks that Miss Thomas is back to her old cheating ways. Yeah. And he has said, if that's true, you're done.
I'm done.
You're gonna put your own self out.
I'm back gone.
Because of all these suspicions, this court has done a full and a complete investigation. At this time, the court will call cybersecurity expert Gus DeMatrelis to determine, is she cheating? Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
I'm a certified cyber expert and retired Secret Service agent serving under 2 presidential administrations in the area of technical security and electronic crimes.
Ms. Thomas, you okay? You look a little nervous.
I'm perfectly fine. I'm
Sweating.
okay.
Sweating.
I heard that big sigh. I was like,
I'm okay. I'm just breathing, sir.
okay, all right.
You would think the sun in here, how she's sweating.
So tell us what you did to investigate this case.
I conducted a complete forensic examination on Ms. Thomas's phone to uncover pictures, videos, social media, internet history, even if it's deleted.
Okay.
Specifically, I was asked to find any evidence by this court of cheating.
All right. Did you find anything suspicious?
I did. The court summoned Ms. Thomas to provide her cloud access information, her username and password, which she did. Both were fake.
So what she provided was fake?
Yes, Your Honor, I have a copy right here.
Wow, she can't even own up to her lies. Wow.
So you
It's
used
over.
a username and the password that she gave you, and they both came up as invalid.
That is correct, Your Honor.
It's over.
Ms. Thomas, why did you give him a fake username and a fake password?
I gave him what I had. I mean, I have only one email.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
See? She can't
This
tell
came
the
up as
full
invalid,
truth.
which means it wasn't the one you used to get into the phone. So what are you hiding?
I have nothing to hide, sir.
Obviously.
Nothing at all.
Come on.
Were you ever able to get into her cloud?
Your Honor, when you resummoned her to provide her correct cloud credentials, username and password, she did.
Okay.
And in doing so, I recovered 1,300 photos,
Wow.
of which one was a selfie of a man who is not Mr. Jones.
This was sent to Ms. Thomas's phone.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Ron, would you show this to Ms. Thomas, please?
Wow.
Ms. Thomas, who is that person?
Oh, that's a friend from Facebook. But we had no dealings.
Well, you had
Wait,
some
some
dealings
dealings?
because he
Yeah.
sent you a selfie picture.
I actually did ask for a picture. He sent the picture.
It's crazy.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dimitrelis.
Thank you, Your Honor.
To further investigate this case, this court also ordered that a polygraph examination be conducted on Ms. Thomas, and we have those results. Ron, at this time, would you bring out certified polygraph examiner Michael Williams?
Yes, Sean.
Mr. Jones, I do have to ask you, because, I mean, everything kind of hinges on this. If you find out she's cheating, what will happen?
I don't want to go through that again. I already been through something with her. I'm already still hurt about that, but I ain't finna stay. Ain't no way. I don't care.
Let's get to those results then.
Are you ready for the results?
Yeah, I'm ready. I want to know.
You want
All right.
to know?
I want to
Okay.
know.
All right.
Mr. Williams, how are you today?
Doing great. How are you, Your Honor?
It's good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you, too.
Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
I'm currently a certified polygraph examiner from the state of Georgia and a private detective.
And you conducted a polygraph examination on Ms. Thomas, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
You asked Ms. Thomas, have you had sexual intercourse with the man Mr. Jones saw you at the restaurant with on your Snapchat story? What was her response to that question?
She said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined she was being truthful.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, it kind of made me smile.
Yeah, I saw you.
But we have one more question.
Yeah.
You asked Ms. Thomas, since you kicked Mr. Jones out of the house, have you had sexual intercourse with another man? What was her response?
Your Honor, she said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined on this particular question, she was being truthful.
Exactly.
Yay!
Exactly.
All right, Mr. Jones.
What does that smile represent?
I mean, at least you're honest about at least I know the truth now, the things I've been wanting to know, you know, and I love her, you know. Now she being truthful, and I know the truth. I feel we can work things out, as long as we being truthful, not have to do all this, you know.
Go home and fix that man some dinner.
Yes.
He's hungry.
Can I get a hug?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
You all were married for 3 years, but you're recently divorced. Mr. Nelson, why have you brought your ex-wife to court today?
Your Honor, I'm trying to win back my wife. I'm trying to show her that I'm not the same man that she married and that change does happen. I can be a better husband.
So have you two recently started dating again?
Officially, in my mind, we rekindled things in March.
All right.
That's a lie already.
I said in my mind, we started again in March. Understandably, we've always kept contact.
So since March, you have not been unfaithful?
No, I haven't. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. We all make mistakes, but just like any other human, I learn from my mistakes and I continue to grow and get better.
Now, Ms. Nelson, the whole look.
That's in his mind. I don't think much has changed at all. We've been through too much, and I've taken him back too many times. And if he loves me the way he says he does, then he wouldn't continue to do the things that he does to me.
I also wouldn't be standing here.
So you're worried that you have started dating again, you've taken him back, and he's back to his old ways.
I believe some of it did not change. I believe the females are still there. I believe there's still disrespect. And in his mind, we started rekindling things in March. No, we've been rekindling things since November, after we got divorced. So it's something wrong there.
So you think November, and he's saying November, December, January, February, 5 months later?
Right.
How do you have a 5-month gap between when she thinks it started and when you think it started?
I didn't come home until March. So anything that happened between November up until March, when you were dealing with somebody else and I was dealing with somebody else, you can't consider that reconciling because we're dealing with other people. There's other people in the midst of what we're trying to do.
If you are laying in my bed, having sex with me every day, if we're going out on dates, you best believe we together.
All right, so wait.
I mean,
let me ask you. Were you in her bed in November?
I was in a hotel room in November.
All right, you gonna play semantics with me?
With her.
All right, so in November you slept in a hotel bed with her.
Yes, I did.
But you moved back in the house in March.
Are you hoping to remarry her?
I'm hoping that the moment we walk out of here, we can hold hands and talk about walking the aisle.
You're gonna have to do a whole lot.
Hope it ain't no females involved.
Because what I'm looking at is like, she ain't giving you no fresh air.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I'm too great of a woman for that. You know, I'm not even about to give him my
And I will give her credit
tears.
for that. She's an amazing woman, and my actions have destroyed a great woman, but that doesn't mean I can't rebuild her.
All right, so what's amazing about her?
Everything. I mean, you'll never find a woman more attentive than the woman I have. Like, if I can't do this, she can do it. If I don't know it, she knows it. If she don't know it, I know it. That's 2 peas in a pot. Like, you can't go wrong with somebody that you're equally matched with. Somebody when we separated, there was a void in my life. And I tried to fill it, and if I can't fill that void with replacing you, then that shows something right there.
What has the relationship been like since he moved back in?
I've seen a few changes, but there's also some things that I've seen that he should not be doing. And I'm not okay with that.
So let me ask you this. You must have loved him at one point. And you must love him now because you took him back after you kicked him out. So tell me what it was like when you were amazing to him.
I do still love this man, and I have loved him, I can't even tell you for how long, because we instantly connected, we instantly hit it off. This man came into my life in a point in time where I didn't have anybody. And I felt like he was God sent to me. He made everything better for me. This is my best friend before he was anything else.
So, Ms. Nelson, what specifically destroyed your relationship in the past?
We had an incident where he was basically caught red-handed cheating. He was bringing a woman over to our apartment complex. They were doing sexual things.
Okay, but how did you find out about this woman?
I found out about this woman through text messages, okay? And I've actually had a conversation with her.
What did that look like?
Yeah.
She was at my apartment complex. She came to pick him up. So I told him, I said, you go in the house. I'm gonna have a talk with her. Don't worry, it's okay. I sat there and I told her, I said, you don't have to be afraid because I'm not trying to fight you. I just want to talk to you woman to woman. I said, how does it feel to know that you're sleeping with a married man? How does it feel to know that when he can't get what he wants from his wife at home, he's calling you and that's all that you're there for? She was like, you know what? I'm thinking about it and I don't think it's a good idea. You're right, because he's sleeping with me every night. He coming home to me every night. We got kids. This is our family. This is something that we're building. You just a side piece.
So, Mr. Nelson, this woman, she's coming to your apartment complex to pick you up, to take you out to have sex?
Judge Cutler, all I can, red-handed. That's all I can do. But I never, when she was picking me up, when that transpired, we were going through a rough transition.
He was going through his own thing. I was being the wife that I was supposed to be.
It was a coworker from work. We got to talking, and one thing led to another. That doesn't make it right, and it happened.
But it makes me look like a fool because I'm dropping you off at work every day. I'm coming to bring you lunch. I'm sitting there with your lunch, and I'm picking you up from work, and these people just smiling in my face. Hey, how you doing?
And one of them sleeping with him.
Exactly.
Is this the only woman he was cheating with?
No. And that's the worst part. You did it once, I take you back, now you doing it again. It was another woman at another job that he had after that, which was very disrespectful to me. Why? Because when he got the job, he introduced me to this woman. Hey, this is my wife. Same issue. I'm picking him up, dropping him off. She's, hey, how you doing? And then I see text messages between them saying, hey, can you meet me at the room and bend me over?
Dude, Mr. Nelson.
That's both. Where are you working? You
don't need to know that.
I'm not gonna get you in trouble, okay?
I'm just trying to figure out where he's finding these jobs with all these willing co-workers and...
Well, we might need to know that so you don't ever go there. We might need to know that.
One thing led to another, and that was around the time me and my wife were arguing every day. Like, I didn't feel as if I had a friend. Like, when I say that's where I let her down at, I need her to understand she let me down as a friend as well.
But
like, I failed you as a friend, I failed you as a husband.
Cheated.
I failed you as a friend.
We were arguing because you cheated and I couldn't trust you no more.
We was arguing before we cheated.
I can't listen to another man or woman who's cheated say, well, I did it because you weren't doing. That's the worst excuse ever.
And you are correct.
Your Honor, I filed for divorce against this man, hoping that it would scare him and show him like, look, you about to lose your wife.
That's not motivation.
We separated. He lived with another woman the whole time. The whole time he's living with this other woman, he's still calling me. We should work things out. We should do this, we should do that. We going on dates. We sleeping together.
What makes you let him come back into the picture?
Because I love him. I don't have my dad in my life anymore. This man came into my life and he took away all of that pain. He replaced the person that I felt like I had that cared about me more than anybody else in the world. But cheating on me, that hurts more than anything, and I can't.
But that was in the past.
I have reason to believe that he is still doing what he was doing before.
Why do you believe he's cheating now?
Your Honor, the last woman that he lived with, that we had an issue with, now works at the job that he's working at now.
I've got to find out where he's working.
This is a new job.
A few weeks ago, I did find some messages that I'm not happy about, and I feel like they're very disrespectful, and it does shows that he's still up to his old ways.
Okay, let's see those messages. Ron, would you get the folder, please? All right. So we have one. It says...
From Mr. Nelson, it says, are we still on for today?
Where you want to go?
I was going to get a room if you're down.
Trying to get to my blank tonight?
Right now.
That couldn't have been weeks ago. That's somewhere in November. That's not from weeks ago.
We have another message. This one is dated February 15th at 6 p.m. What do you like to do that's freaky?
Mr. Nelson responds, I'm way more than a freak. What you call nasty might turn me on.
But you trying to work things out with me and show me how much you love me.
And
February 15th, 6 p.m.
Okay, so you don't deny...
Together in March, towards the end,
November.
after my birthday and your birthday.
All right, so did you get freaky with this woman?
No. It's like window shopping. You look, but you don't.
He window shopped the ugly ones, okay?
Okay. Do you have any other reason to believe he's cheating?
Recently, I checked out his Snapchat because when we got back together, he said that he wanted to show me that he was changing and things like that. So he gave me the password to his social medias. So he says this woman, actually, she sent a Snapchat picture of her breast. She said, oh, that's all me, that's not the baby. He said, oh, I need to see that in person. Okay. This was like 3 weeks ago.
This woman sent me a picture, and I immediately said, hey, this is booty call hours. So I made it clear, and then on top of that, I didn't even respond after all of that. I didn't even respond.
But she still said, I need to see that in person, nice. Like,
yeah, that is
you
a response.
With me.
I can't help if somebody send me a picture of their breast on Snapchat. You're talking about
it. Yes, you can.
Which one?
Delete them, block them.
That's after I've already seen the breast.
Just don't Snapchat
Wait.
I've already seen her breast. How much?
I got a question. And my question is this. Did you respond back to the breasts by saying, oh, I need to see that?
In person.
In person.
Yeah.
And that's been after March,
And that was after March.
That was after March.
Okay.
But he trying to show me.
Dude.
But that was after March.
I understand you can't control what other people do, but you can control your response.
I sure can.
And your response was wrong.
It was.
And that's the very kind of thing she's talking about.
Okay, so, Ms. Nelson, what do you need him to prove today to move your relationship forward?
I already feel like a fool as many times as I've taken this man back. I do love him, but I love myself a lot more, okay?
Okay.
So he needs to prove to me that he's done with all these females and he appreciates the woman that he has by his side.
To get to the bottom of this, the court has ordered a polygraph examination of Mr. Nelson, and we have those results. At this time, the court is going to call Mr. Kendall Scholl, former special agent of the FBI and licensed polygraph examiner. Ron, please escort Mr. Scholl into the courtroom.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Scholl, how are you?
Good, Your Honor. Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
You performed a polygraph examination on Mr. Nelson, is that correct?
I did, Your Honor.
Mr. Nelson was asked, have you had sexual intercourse with your current coworker with whom you produce music? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the polygraph determine?
The polygraph determined he was being truthful.
Right, Ms. Nelson, I'm not seeing a smile.
It's still not enough.
He came here to prove something, and the question said he was being truthful.
That's not the only question. Keep going.
All right, we have another.
He got a lot to prove.
Since getting back together with Miss Nelson in March of 2017, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone else? What was Mr. Nelson's response?
He said no.
What did the polygraph test determine?
The polygraph test determined he was being truthful. But he did admit to having sexual contact with a co-worker and described that sexual contact as touching, fondling, and grinding, but no intercourse.
And when did that take place?
This is something that happened during my separation. It's not something I'm trying to hide. It's something that I wanted to put on the front street. But since we've decided, hey, we're gonna work this out, I haven't stepped out. Okay, I looked, okay, I flirted. None of them mean enough to me for me to lose you to them.
All right.
Why do it? Why do it in the first place? Why even take me through it?
Well, Ms. Nelson, you wanted answers. He has not cheated. Is the relationship going forward?
I'm willing to continue to work on things. But if he go back, it's over.
All right. Look at Mr. Nelson and tell him what it is you need him to do to move forward.
I need you to respect me. I need you to respect us. If we're gonna go forward and get remarried, I need you to respect that bond and that connection and those vows.
All right, Ms. Nelson, you've told him you want to be here. When you said to him, I'm trying to move this ball forward, you need to keep looking straight ahead.